What's up, guys? Sundance270 here. How are you all doing today? Hope you're having a lovely one. Don't get used to these reviews. I know I said I was on hiatus, but, well, friend of the channel, yours and mine, Mr. Vic Klinkle, the one, the only man who owns the world's largest hot sauce collection, just ask Guinness World Records, has sent me a little care package of something that was up in the works. Hot Shots Distributing. They even sent me a nice little flyer. Sent me a big old box full of sauces. Yeah, it's what it looks like. And we're gonna give these a review. You probably have never seen tops like these before. A little something different. Tiki Torch hot sauce. This tropical blend of ginger, garlic, and fire was forged in a volcano stirred in a coconut and blessed by an ancient tiki elder, probably, before immediately being banned from the village cookout. A bold Polynesian-style sauce that combines island flavor with a slap of heat, guaranteed to make your ancestors sweat. Cane sugar, honey, and tomato paste mingle with crushed red pepper, garlic, onion, ginger, salt, beet powder for a sweet, smoky burn. So, if you'll pardon me, while this summons visions in your head of when times were simpler and you just played Crash Bandicoot and had a crush on a girl who would eventually not like you, we're going to try this here Tiki Torch. And I'm assuming the way this... By the way, can we just talk... Of course, we have to talk about this. Look at the little articulated little printed skull, the mask. It's cool. It's great little art on there. Tiki Torch. Sweet like a luau, hot like lava, tropical blend, etc. and so forth. But what they're doing with these bottles is really kind of cool. Putting these little cap head things on it, and it just gives it kind of like a whole new thing. Because I do collect some of the bottles that I use. I do put some on a shelf that I like in particular. So these are definitely going to get kept. So the thing is, they're held on through a zip tie. You can just pop these off. You don't have to break the zip tie. So that way you can just slide it back onto here. But we're going to give this sauce a shaky shake, a sniffy sniff, and a tasty taste. So, and we're going to do like a quick all three review. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If I can find where to start to get it go off. I hate these. Ginger, garlic, red pepper. The ginger gets first, then the garlic's like, hi, I'm here too. And you're like, oh, yes, you are. Hey. And the red pepper's like, relax, I got this. Here's the pour. Ooh. Smooth pour. There's a little bit of transparency to it. Almost kind of like oily, but a lot of texture. All right, all right. This, one more. I'm normally not a fan of sweet sauces, but this one works. Very sweet, with a very, very low heat, but this is not meant to be a scorcher. This is one that you will, depending on how much sauce you like on food, this one is meant to be dumped. I could see putting this on like a whole, sort of like a, I don't know, I've never actually eaten Hawaiian food. Is that a thing? But I could see like dumping this on a whole bunch of rice with some vegetables and things of that nature. That sweetness there, kind of that whole palate. Low on heat, but great flavor. Texture is there, smooth. If you want to try something on the sweet side that's more like islandy, give this one a shot. Tiki Torch is pretty good. Just don't expect a scorcher. If you're a chili head, definitely go to this one for flavor. I want to just one little bit more. Come on, because it was actually pretty tasty. Oh, yeah. Oh, that can go on everything. That is going to be a versatile sauce. So, and like I said, you can just pop these back on. Ta-da. Very cool. Up next, Walking Dread hot sauce. Straight out of a zombie apocalypse, this Verde-style sauce might not bite, but it will wake the dead. Crafted with green tomatillos, onions, carrots, and jalapeno peppers, it brings a balanced medium heat. And yes, the bottle features a 3D zombie head with an articulating jaw and exposed pink brain. Because who said hot sauce shouldn't be fun? Always a sucker for anything zombies. Walking Dead has been my favorite show ever. I was even on it a few times. If you're a friend of the channel, you know. I want to be able to pull this off without breaking the zip tie. I think that's the one thing that slightly annoys me about it, as much as I love the skulls, the heads on these things, is I don't want to break the zip tie or the head. And so, all right, look, this is annoying me. I didn't know because I was sent 2 bottles, so I'm gonna reach for the bottle that I already broke the zip tie on, but it's ready to be opened. So I was gonna put the zip tie back on the other head, because this is what it's like. Oh, what? Visuals. Anyways, we're gonna try this. This is a train wreck. It's been a while. I like the heads. I think the tough part is like how tight the zip ties are to put them back on later, because you're gonna want to save these. I mean, save the bottle too. Otherwise, the head's pointless. But just be particular with the head putting back on. Ooh, this one's much more very verde. The green tomatillos. Here's the pour. This one looks similar. It's got a little bit of a transparency, very smooth texture to it. Ooh, that is a light sauce. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's Verde style. As you can see, very not thin, but oh yeah. Onions and the jalapenos are kicking in. Still a lower heat, a little bit more than the Tiki Torch, I think. This one is going to be a favorite of mine, I can tell. It's a Verde sauce that will be very versatile. No sweetness really, but something that I would definitely personally like to just dump all over everything, or even just drink straight from the bottle like this. That's tasty. This is a drink it from the bottle tasty. If you're into a Verde style, like a green, you're getting the jalapeno. It's a nice medium-ish heat. It's starting to build a little bit, but medium, nothing crazy. So if you're a seasoned chili head, you'll be all right with it. If you're looking for anything super hot, don't. But you want a good flavor-based, seriously, yummy. If you're looking for something more flavor-based, this will be up your alley. Walking Dread. Poops! Hot sauce. Oops! Mistakes happen. And if you find yourself dealing with the case of the squirts, well, that's just between you and the bathroom. This Chipotle style sauce blends ripe red jalapenos, red peppers, fresh tomatoes, and tomato paste with cane sugar, salt, black pepper, oregano, thyme, cinnamon, and a dash of cocoa powder for a surprisingly rich flavor and medium heat. And this thing says at the bottom, these whimsical, flavorful sauces are a throwback to when hot sauces weren't just condiments, they were conversation starters. We've combined eye-catching packages with bold, collectible flair and flavors that genuinely delivered. So far, I agree. Now it's your turn. Make a video, do a review, however you like to share. We're here for it, etc. and so forth. poops. Poop. Little poopy. Poopy. Make sure to take this thing off carefully. As far as I can tell, I mean, plastic heads on these things are pretty sturdy, so I don't think I'm worried about breaking them somehow. It's just, you want to be careful not to just, rip everything apart. And like I said, I want to keep the zip ties intact, so when I finish the bottles, you can put these back on the shelf and actually have something cool, because it'd be kind of impractical to put it back on and off. So, all right. And this one is the red jalapeno pepper, and it's got red bell peppers, vinegar, cocoa, cinnamon, smoke flavoring, and a very screaming toilet paper roll, who does not look happy at all. And never you mind about the fact that I have paint all over me. It's what I do for a living. I can smell it already. I don't know how much I like the idea of like calling our hot sauce basically like, what was the thought process? Because it's got a brown texture, so it's like I don't know if I like that mental image of associating my hot sauce with, but I'll let the flavor do the talking. The jalapenos, the red peppers, subtle sweetness underneath it, and the cinnamon. Curious how the cocoa powder's gonna, of course, set a dash. So now this is a thick boy, no transparency to it. Textured, not the smoothest pour, but that's not a bad thing. I'm just letting you know the consistency. Hold on. This is an interesting one. I'll just do one more. That was an interesting. That's actually a delicious sauce. That is medium heat. It'll build. I really like it. I really like the flavor on this one. Probably the most, actually. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to drink the Walking Dread, but out of all of them, I like this the most flavor-wise. I think my favorite packaging, obviously, clearly, has to be Walking Dread with the... And I just love the Tiki Torch with the fact that it harkens me back to when I played Crash Bandicoot, but it's very... this one can be just, like, heavily used, and you won't be mad at yourself. This one, I don't know, like, this is preference of how much you want to dump on whatever it is that you're eating, but I don't see you really needing a whole lot. It's very flavorful. Medium heat. If I were to put this on Fire Hub, at most it'd be like a 3 out of 5. Same for kind of all these. It'd be around the 2 out of 5s, 3 out of 5s. Nothing really higher than that, which you don't need. Great conversation starter sauces, but great flavors. These are the ones that you would like if you're going to a friend's barbecue, or you're having like a Chinese night at, at your friend's place or something like that. Bring these. These are great to try on some meals right there. So that would be highly recommend, of course, your choice, the Tiki Torch, the Walking Dread, or Poops. As to which you should try, I would say these are delicious and worth your time to buy. I think the only drawback is like how tight some of the zip ties can be to pull the little heads off and on. Some aren't too tight, so it's a little easier. There we go. Terrible at this. So it comes off and on easy. Some of them, the other one gave me trouble. If you had to cut a zip tie off, which you shouldn't have to, it's just a little zip tie. You can find it if you want to keep the bottle and the head. I would say here's the tough part. as a side thing. These sauces stand on their own for quality of flavor. And I would say, you know, whatever you choose, you're going to enjoy it if that's up your alley. The thing is, I hate the idea of buying these and then just throwing them away if you didn't care about the little heads, right? If you didn't care about these, which, you know, you could chuck the bottles if you wanted to and just keep the little heads. I just don't like the idea of them being wasted. For example, if you have no interest in saving stuff like that, um, that almost feels like kind of because the sauces stand on their own. You don't need these. Am I making sense? Like, you don't need to have these, and if you didn't want to keep these, that's fine. The sauces stay on their own. I just hate the idea of like just throwing these away because you didn't want them. So maybe you could like donate them to like your children. Your children can play with, and it'll be funny. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I don't know what's funny. Like, you know, when I was a little kid, this one time, mom got mad. Anyways, this video's gone on too long. We're gonna hop out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe some more videos coming down the pike, but not too crazy. Again, with the schedule, I'm kind of on hiatus, but some gifts were sent in, and I definitely wanted to review these, and I'm not disappointed. So this is Sundance 270.